It's race day. How are you feeling this morning?
Pretty good. Not quite 100%. I'm not sure if it's just nerves. Come on, GPS, get there. Ah, okay.
Oh no, guys, this is so awkward. There's a car.
We'll let him go.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, see you.
Bye. Good luck. That may have been the most unceremonious starting of a marathon ever.
Thank you, Jasmine, for that slightly unflattering yet mostly accurate commentary. It was an unceremonious start to a marathon, and that's because it wasn't your typical marathon, and that's because 2020 wasn't your typical year. Let me back up a little bit. My brother Rolin and I, about exactly a year ago, ran in the Toronto Waterfront Scotiabank Marathon. Toronto Scotiabank Waterfront Marathon. I can never remember the order. But the Toronto Waterfront Marathon by Scotiabank. That's the race we ran in, and we really enjoyed it. It was a great experience for both of us, and we decided that we wanted to do it again. But due to COVID, plans changed, and they still sort of had the event, but they called it a virtual race, which meant that participants could still run the distance, the 42.2 kilometers, submit their times online, and then you still get finisher's medal and a t-shirt, which is actually kind of cool because, let's face it, these finisher's medals are kind of one of the main incentives for running a marathon. Well, I don't know, they're kind of cool. But in order to make it seem not so much like just a really long training run, we came up with a few ways to make it a little more interesting. The first way was a customized race bib. Toronto Waterfront Marathon by Scotiabank provided a generic PDF of a race bib that you could download and print, but it didn't have my name on it or a number, so I decided to kind of take matters into my own hands.
Two brothers run around Waterloo region for 4 hours. We got some sponsors. Directions. Printed upside down so that when you're wearing it, you can just look down and know what the next turn is. How cool is that? Right under your
The other thing we did to make the race a little more interesting is we planned our route to go past the houses of our cousins and uncles. The first stop was at our Uncle Kevin's house. It was about 7 kilometers in, and he surprised us by running along with us all the way to Conestoga.
Are we done?
Yeah.
All right, have fun.
Thank you so much.
The morning was just about perfect for a run. As the sun came up, it warmed up a little bit, but there was always a nice cool breeze, and so it never felt too hot. And yeah, the country was beautiful.
You might not be able to see this too well, but it is just, so far, it is just a beautiful morning to be out running. And look at that sunrise. Just look at that. Look at those hay bales.
We met up with Jasmine around kilometer 14 on a gravel road, and there we had a chance to fill up our water bottles.
How's it going?
So far, so good. Did you see us on the road?
I did. I tried to honk, but our horn was
Oh,
not
right.
working today.
14.01.
Ooh, sweaty.
We continued north through West Montrose, and then we turned left onto Balsam Grove Road.
All right, 21.1 down, halfway there.
Just after the halfway point of the race, about at kilometer 22, we got to cousin Anthony's house.
All right, so we're out on the Kissing Bridge Trail, and another pacer has joined us for a few kilometers here.
And he joined us as well, and he ran with us along the Kissing Bridge Trail into Elmira and all the way to cousin Trent's house, where we made a brief pit stop and grabbed some water. This was about at kilometer 29. After leaving Trent's house, we headed south for about a 5 or 6 kilometer stretch, and this is where it really started to get tough. Up until this point, we'd been chatting with each other for most of the race, off and on, but here for this 6 kilometer stretch, we hardly said a word to each other. It just took so much focus and mental strength just to concentrate on putting one foot in front of the other. We ended up even walking for a little bit. We finally got to kilometer 35 where a bunch of our family was there waiting for us at that checkpoint.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey Seth. Hey.
We stopped there for quite a while. My legs were really killing me by this point, but I think it was even worse for Rolin, who wasn't quite 100% at the beginning of the race. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to finish, but he decided to press on. So we continued, and after about another 4 kilometers, we got to Holly's house where Holly and Grandma were waiting. They cheered us on and provided us with some Gatorade.
Really tired. Morning, Grandma.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job, Rolin.
But by this point, Rolin's legs had officially said no mas, and we ended up walking the rest of the distance.
So we are walking. I think Rolin's really feeling it. Oh, do you have any words? Barely.
Just before we finished, though, as we rounded the corner past Uncle Steve's house, Uncle Steve and a large portion, most of his family were out there cheering us on. So in some ways, this virtual marathon seemed less exciting than past marathons. I mean, the start was a little unceremonious. We spent most of the race running by ourselves. And the ending, especially the fact that we ended up walking the last bit, seemed a little anticlimactic. Here's the thing though, I think this may have been my favorite marathon ever. Not only did I get to run it with my brother again, I also got to run with my Uncle Kevin, with my cousin Anthony, and Dad even joined us and walked the last half kilometer with us. Also, I got to break the tape. I've never got to do that before. It's harder than it looks. We saw more familiar faces along the way and at the finish than we've ever seen before at a marathon. And I was just blown away by the support that people showed. It meant so much to me that our friends and family seemed so interested in our silly idea to run around for 4.5 hours. So thank you so much, everyone, for making our 2020 virtual marathon a little more awesome. And also thank you to you for watching this video. I mean, this marathon of a video. Also, thank you to you for watching. Also, thank you to you, the viewer, for watching this marathon of a video. You're the real hero for making it through. I always think at the beginning of these videos that I'm gonna keep it short, 3 or 4 minutes, these marathon videos, but they keep getting longer. I'm sorry, but yes, thank you. If you've made it this far, you can do anything. You can do anything. Okay, bye.